nós temos a nossa convidada de honra, a Aurora Bloom. Welcome, Aurora.
Hi.
How are you?
Guys. How are you?
Excited.
Very happy to have you here with us.
And I'm sure our audience is very excited as well.
Yes, I've actually gotten a ton of messages recently about it, and I'm super excited. Everyone's been so
that's so nice.
Yeah, everyone's been so kind already. I'm already like blushing.
That's great. That's great. People are really happy that you're coming. They are really excited about you coming.
And Brazilians will embrace you with a warm welcome in Brazil. I'm pretty sure you're going to be very happy here with our audience, with the fandom in Brazil. They are very excited to have you here.
Well, I really appreciate, you guys having me. That's super awesome. Never been out of the country, and I get to go and see you guys and be a furry in Brazil. That's a dream.
I think that a lot of things in the fandom, when we first come in, that we think as a dream, and they suddenly come true and happen. The fandom has this quality of making our dreams come true in a way we never expect, right?
That's true. That's true.
I agree. Yeah, fully.
And talking about our community, our lovely community, how did you discover the furry fandom?
Great question. Well, I was actually in the military at the time. I think I was 19 years old. I was out with my friends at a bar crawl type deal. So it was outside, everyone's having fun. And then all of a sudden I see two fursuiters. One had a partial suit, one had a full suit. And for some reason I was like, really drawn to them. And I was like, I was really embarrassed, but I asked for a photo. And I still have that photo. And I look back on it fondly because, looking back on that now, and then now where I'm at, it's like, where would I be if I didn't see those two, It's pretty crazy.
Okay, so you mentioned that when you first saw furries, you were in the military. So I guess it was a fun experience at the time. And how was it getting involved more and more in the furry fandom as you were serving the military?
Well, it's funny because, that original interaction I had, I didn't look too far into the fandom. I didn't really understand or find the fandom at that time. I actually was solely focused on the suits, just the suits themselves. I didn't realize there was a full community of people like this. So it took me about 2 years after the fact. And I looked up prices for, let me think, mischief makers at the time. And I was like, oh, I really want one of these costumes. It was only $3,000, which is crazy to think about now. But it was too much money for me as a, tiny wee baby in the military. So I decided to make my own. And then I kind of just winged it. I used like YouTube tutorials and stuff that was online. And at this point, I still haven't made any furry friends. I didn't know where to find them still. So I was kind of just in my bedroom alone, making a fursuit with no idea what I was doing. And then, gosh, after I finished it is when I found the community itself. And then I didn't really ever hide the fact that I was a furry because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Like I knew people were like kind of weird about it, but I really didn't care, I always let my higher ups, they all knew about it. They thought it was cool. The only issue I had was, I don't know, the meme, right? The one that kind of spread across the internet while I was active duty. That one was, I did get sat down and talked to by a few salty chiefs of mine about that. It wasn't my intention. Hey, they took the article, they ran with it. I was like, listen, it's not my fault, I promise. But other than that, I didn't really have any like negative experiences. It was only positive. I actually suited on my military base and went to a Halloween party, handed out candy to kids, stuff like that.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool.
So, you just got into the fandom, you fell in love with fursuits and start making your own. Did this passion for fursuit was from the get-go, where you just interested in doing a costume and then the passion came after that, or it was something from the start that you said, oh my god, I need to be in the fandom because of the fursuits?
Yeah, it was definitely, like I said, I didn't even know there was a community. Like, I just wanted to be this, like just to have a costume. I didn't even know where I was going to wear it. And then once I found out there was like conventions, I was like, oh, I can wear this with other people. Like, I was just so excited. And then come to find out, conventions like MFF is so many people. And I was just like, wow, this is really cool. But to answer your question about the fashion, I didn't get into, that kind of thing until kind of like, trying to think, more like last year. I started really focusing on it then.
So you started making fursuits, of course, for you. You started making the costume for you. And then when did you start making fursuits for others? What made you like think, oh, I'm making it for me, I can make for others?
I think I realized it after I finished my first one. I realized that, because the reason I joined the military was because I didn't really want to go into debt for college. I didn't have much plans. I was always an artist, wanted to be an artist full time. That was my dream, but, life doesn't work out so easily. So once I was in the military and I made my suit and I realized that people were paying others to make their suit, I was like, maybe this is it. This might be my way to be an artist full time and, get to, just be an artist. Like, that's my dream. So, but I will say I was very ignorant when it came to, I'll just make fursuits for people, as if it's that easy. as if starting a business is just it's something anyone can do. I was so confident. I got humbled very quickly.
I know it's hard to work with people. It's hard, especially because when we are dealing with fursuits, their commission, we are dealing with someone else's dream. Yes. And that is the hard part to deal with commissions, because you are bringing someone else's dream to life.
Yep.
So you start making, doing your fursuit, making fursuits, and then you're getting more involved with the community. Once you did that, with a passion for crafting and everything that you've been doing, once you got involved with the community, what did you like most about it?
Gosh, I really think what I like most about it is how easy it is to make friends and connections. Like, for me, my first convention I went to was BLFC, and I went alone. I didn't really, I had talked to a few people online, but I genuinely was showing up by myself with no one to call or to hang out with. And I ended up leaving the convention with, this giant group of just people that I've met and made friends with. And that was the most incredible thing. Like, they're still friends I have to this day. So that's one of the main things, is the community itself. They're so helpful. They're so friendly. It's just so nice.
We get so easily hooked up in your community. It's amazing.
And actually, we were talking about friends and friendship before starting.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to me. Most of my dearest friends are from the community, are people that I would never have met if it weren't for the furry fandom, and now they are my friends for life. So that's something that the community gives us. That's amazing.
And I think it's also to be said that, there's a lot of unique people that, they're not always like the rest of the world, so it helps you gain perspective as well as empathy for different types of people as well, which I like that, because that's something I was never exposed to before, and now I had been.
Yeah, I do have the same feeling. There are a lot of things that I found out about myself only after joining the furry fandom, because I wasn't exposed to a lot of subjects and a lot of situations that you don't get exposed to on your daily life, on the normie culture. So I could say furry fandom changed my life for good, for better, and forever. So this is something that the furry fandom does too. It's very interesting to see how it happens and how everyone gets changed once they join the furry fandom.
Yes, yes.
And for me, the furry fandom means a lot because it, as Patsy said, it changed my life completely. So now it's a big part of my life. It means a lot to me. I have friends. I have the con. I travel to different places because of the furry fandom. And for you, what does the furry fandom mean to you?
Well, that's such a hard question. It really, to me, the furry fandom does mean the world, and I mean that in a literal sense because I devote most of my life to this, like to my community, and like I said, I don't know where I'd be without it. I'm sure that I could have found something, but I mean, this truly is what makes me the most happy, and I don't see myself in any other situation now. Like, I get to meet amazing people, act like a silly animal, make these cool costumes. Like, when I tell people about my job, they're like, "What the hell is this?" Oh, sorry. what is you doing? But yeah, it's crazy. I love it.
When we look back at your history, we can see how it evolves. You went from doing your own fursuit, then doing fursuit for others, making costumes, and now you evolved into developing a whole clothing line. Where did this idea come from?
Honestly, the idea for developing my own merchandise, was people would ask me like, "Oh, I would love some merch," or blah blah blah. But I feel like there was the fairy fandom was lacking in the pink, purple, sparkly, glittery, feminine clothes and or accessories. I would go to conventions and I didn't really see any type of clothes or things that would appeal to me as a person because I love the girly stuff. I love the sparkles. I love that. So I was like, I guess I'm the queen of sparkles. Why not make my own stuff? And it kind of took off in this way that I never could have imagined, to be honest. It especially with
What?
The pink queen here.
Oh yeah,
likes
that's
it.
me. The pink queen in Brazil is me.
The pink sparkle queen in Brazil.
That's what, there was a lack of pink and sparkles and, stuff that appeals to people like me. And clearly there's a lot of them because these silly little tops that I thought would be a cute idea ended up, boosting my merchandise and designs and, creative energy to really just like put out. And it's been really cool. And, I like making fursuits, but it takes me a while. I only connect with one client, but through the clothing, I'm able to connect with so many more people. And I really, really liked that. That was the part that I was like, I gotta keep doing this. Because not only does it, I get to go vend and I get to actually see people and like talk to them instead of behind a screen. It was just very enriching to me.
The first time that we saw you was at Anthrocon, you
Oh,
probably
yeah.
don't remember.
I
We
do.
said
I
hi.
do. I
You
remember. Yes.
So, and I remember that at Anthrocon, everyone was wearing your tank tops, the bimbo ones. Everyone all around were wearing them. And my question comes from it. Where did the bimbo idea come from? Why bimbo?
I think it had a lot to do with, I'm pretty sure it was around the time of, like the Barbie movie was really popular, It was like bimboification was getting rebranded into something that, women, men, any type of gender really was identifying with this type of label. It's silly. I'm stupid and just pretty. Like, everyone wants to be just silly and stupid and just pretty. So I can't, I'm trying to remember exactly where it came from, but I was sitting at this exact spot at my PC, and it was probably about 3 a.m, and I was like, I really want like a sparkly top. And then I thought like, oh, bimbo tops are cute. And then all I did was put puppy under it, and I showed it to, my Instagram story, and people were like going insane. They were like, oh, I need this now. And I was like, okay, let me get some made. And then, I took pre-orders, and it just, the orders were stacking up. And I was like, oh my gosh, people really like this stuff. So yeah, that's basically it.
And people really like
Yes.
Yes.
And how do you feel knowing that this, what seemed to be a silly idea for you at the time, because you wanted something sparkly, something girly, something that could just be yourself and feel silly in it, now it's helping events, charity campaign to raise money to help the community?
It makes me feel great, really. Like, it feels awesome, to be honest. Like, I just, I come up with these ideas, and I know people like my work and like what I do, but it's still kind of surreal to me that they really, really like my stuff, Like, I'm just a person, and they support me so much, and it's just incredible. I don't know. It's very humbling. I love it, really.
I think we do get this idea. We do get this feeling when people come up to us and they look at us in a starstruck way. And yes. I keep thinking in my head, it's just me.
Yeah. Oh,
it's just me.
Yes, I have had people near in tears when they see my suit and see me in person. I'm like, it's okay, please don't cry. Like, we're people under the suits, we're people. But it's I don't know, I love it. It's really awesome, I think, and it helps me strive to inspire people more, like maintain a good, healthy life for myself so I can inspire others, because so many people are inspired by me. So it's like, it's not a pressure, but it's like, it's more of like a good pressure.
Well, here at BFF, we introduced you as guest of honor, and then we showed your stuff for the charity auction, and people went insane about your clothes. It was really fun, and it was really good. We raised a good amount of money for charity, and people were having fun. They started wearing immediately the tank tops.
Yeah, they are fighting over it.
They really were. And talking about BFF, how was it like to receive this invitation to be our guest of honor?
Well, if I'm being honest, at first I had to make sure it wasn't a scam, because I have actually had someone do that to me before. They sent me an email saying with a guest of honor, offer, and it was some random person that wasn't even with a con. So I was like, immediately I read the email and then got on Twitter, searched everything up, searched the website, and I also reached out to, I saw that Telephone was the previous guest of honor, so I immediately messaged them and I said, hey, how was your experience, with you guys at Brazil FurFest? And they were like, amazing, do it. Like, don't even question it, do it. And I said, okay. So it probably took me about 20 minutes to respond, but I was like, yes. I love Telephone.
And what are your expectations coming to Brazil?
Expectations. Well, first, eat some really good food. I think that's my first concern. Whatever food I can get, I'm in it. That's it. And then as for, gosh, expectations, I guess just to have, a good time, like connect with your audience as well as, the culture and the community surrounding it. I know I'm happy to have people like you and the team to be able to help me explore Brazil, because, as I'm a tourist, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to eat.
Don't worry. We're going to be at your side all the time. I'm going to help you with everything. You can ask Ash Coyote about the food. She was crazy about Brazilian food. She can give you a lot of advice on that.
I'm just going to be eating everything.
Telephone as well. She was all around Brazil eating a lot of things with alkali, with pepper coyote. they would just disappear, and they were walking around the beach and eating something at the bars at the beach, the tiki bars that we have at the beach. It was really cool.
Then they would come and tell us later, oh, we did this, we did that, it was so fun.
Yes.
Yes, I will definitely be at the beach. I got to get some food, some drink, and just hang out on the beach. That sounds awesome.
A lot of people would like to do that with you. You're going to have a lot of escorts here in Brazil, a lot of chaperones that will take you around. Don't worry about it.
I feel safe and excited. I trust you guys, for sure. I appreciate
I was
it.
gonna ask you about what you expect from Brazil FurFest, but maybe telephone already give you a spoiler about on what to expect.
Well, I've been guest of honor at 2 other cons. I mean, what to expect? I guess free room and board.
Wait,
that's about it.
You were guest of honor only twice before?
Yeah.
What's going on with American fandom? Hey guys, come on!
Hey, if I can get flown out to Brazil, they can take me down the street.
What do you know about Brazil? Have you already searched about it? Is there something that stands out to you?
I did a little bit of research. There's actually not that many YouTube videos about Brazil, which I was surprised. Like, there's a lot of travel ones, but there's not like so many as compared to other countries. So I'm just excited to experience it next to someone who is local, because I feel like that means a lot. Like, they can explain the history of things. They can explain, why things are the way they are there. Like, I would love to just be exposed to another culture other than my own in America.
I think that's the best part of traveling. It's about mingling and getting to know the local culture and how it works, because getting to know people is always the best part of everything. Be the travel, community, fandom, whatever. I think the interacting part is always the best.
Yeah, I would love to, make some interactions, even if the language barrier is there. I think connections can still happen. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes, they can. Don't worry, you're going to be able to communicate in Brazil. Brazilians are very, they get an A for effort in communication.
That's true.
Okay, so thank you so much for being with us here today. I know your time is limited. We don't want to abuse your time. We're very, very, very anxious and excited for you to come here. We can't wait for 2025 to be here.
That's
and we can meet.
It's going to come up
Brazil FurFest
here.
can happen. So thank you so much.
I am so excited to see everyone at Brazil FurFest. The year is going to come up before you know it. I'll be there in a matter of no time.
See you soon. Thank you so much.
Mwah, 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 mwah.